All right, so this video is for anybody who is doing their best to make it financially and is trying to learn from somebody else who is on the road too. And first things I want to say is that like business is incredibly difficult, and until you've really fucked up enough, you're gonna just keep failing. And I've done over like 10 million in sales, and I am not a millionaire yet, right? Now, people can try, oh yeah, I did over 10 million and I'm this, that, and the other, but like, to be honest, I've made millions and I've fucking managed my finances poorly. I've made lots of mistakes. I've invested into machinery that were like at 1% efficiency and then I couldn't sell them. And this time round now, this is probably like my fourth business. And I'm actually realizing how little value I've actually been giving to clients. And I've been selling primarily based on commodity pricing. And as you'll see here, the acquisition.com hat, if you haven't been following Alex Hormozy, it's probably the best thing you could do if you were in business. And I did take his course, and I have paid for his other courses that I'll be doing probably in the next 10 to 12 months. And I've just gone over reading through my 100 million offers book that I never really finished. And I realized I've been consuming lots of business information without actually implementing it, and constantly having frustration at similar patterns coming up. What do I mean by similar patterns? I mean, like, I've timed markets very well. I own cannabis companies, hemp companies, I suppose, makes it easier for people to understand. I do international business. I've had cannabis delivery services, boomed and bust. That was primarily down to personnel, and I jumped to the next thing, which was selling wholesale. Then I dismantled that because it was just I was just getting into that another day. And then I went to Oregon, where I had an extraction company, and I had my and then I had my wholesale hemp company, and then I was making lots of money, and then again, sales started to go down, competition started to come up, and basically there was a huge value discrepancy between what I believed was giving service and selling on value, and then others were just coming in with commodity-based pricing. But the thing is that the actual offer that I was giving was actually just like commodity pricing, and I didn't lower my prices enough. And I've always enjoyed selling high-quality products, but I wasn't conveying my message clearly. And so now I'm here to say that, like, there is so much information out there that you can build a business faster and better without fucking making all the mistakes that I did. And one thing that I would say is, like, really dialing in your offer, really dialing in what your LTV to CAC ratio is. That's your lifetime value to cost of customer acquisition, is going to really help you to see clearly how you're doing as a business. Because also, if you don't have the data, you don't really know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're just winging it. And that's sort of what I've done. And so last year we did, coming on to go to like 2 million, 250 net. And I'm now realizing, like, holy shit, like, we have really not been offering much, and we're still doing that good. And I've just hired people like who are just, oh yeah, good, you're here right now and you can probably do this job. And so there's been lots of issues with hiring, organizational structures, and now I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like, holy fuck, I just need to be a better leader, and I need to delegate more, and I need to hire the right people. And I also, interestingly enough, I need to be more vulnerable to get the help from people. because I was doing a lot of it by myself. And so just never give up on yourself. I've done this from like no investor money. I've been working in cannabis for 20 years, and I still question myself regularly if like I'm the right person for the job. Like, I often think I'm not a good enough leader, and I often think that I don't have the experience, and I don't have the experience. That's the thing. I've always been underqualified for these jobs, and I've just sort of done it. And so it's like working on the internal dialogue and recognizing there's so much growth out there, and there's so many mediocre businesses, and if you actually put in the work, which is out there basically for free, as I said, you can check out $100 million offers, you can really build a solid company. But just know, like, if you make poor choices like I did, like I signed up to leases without having data. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm good at making money and I always will keep making money. But with the ego, right? Humbled. 2 years later, I was living in my warehouse eating peanuts. Had to send my wife and kids away. I have 3 kids, by the way, and a wife. And she stood by me through all the highs and lows. And I had 16 employees. I had the big 8,000 square foot facility. Look at this. Oh, isn't it amazing on the outside? And I'm waking up in the middle of the night being like, holy fuck. How the hell am I going to do this? I got 60K in overheads every month. I'm the only revenue producing employee. Fuck. And I ended up having to cut my cost by like 92%. I had to fire employees on Christmas. I had to leave. I went from 8,000 square feet down to 1,500. I cut my rent from 12,000 a month down to 1,500. It's 1,800 square foot warehouse, and it's 1,500 a month. And it has been quite the amazing turnaround, because now we have a lot of knowledge and data and just didn't give up. And I'm investing more and more in myself. I'm doing my best to delegate more, stop doing things by myself, and recognize there is a lot of help out there. And so to each and every one of you that are doing your best to make it, just know you need to put the work in. There's no better reps than actually doing the work. And the more fuck-ups that you have, the closer you are to actually getting there. And I'm not there yet, by the way. This could all go bust. Like, I have an American side, which is smaller than my Irish side. And there's a huge amount of restructuring there. Basically, like, hey, if this thing isn't making money in the next, 2 to 3 months, we're fucking closing up shop. So I don't know how it's going to go. I've got a whole extraction facility that should supply the European market. I've got the staff that have come back, who we went apart from each other back in the day. I couldn't make this up, and it's apparently all going to work, is what I'm thinking. And it's been quite the journey. So yeah, just know some cheap options for you. You can get Alex Hormozi's book, $20. You can watch his content. That'll give you a very good understanding of where you're at. And then you really just got to focus on what the offer actually is. I realized I never really had an offer. It was just sort of buy this product and it will show up, and I'm not going to fuck you. But that's not really an offer. So I hope you found this useful. Peace.